Hey everybody, it's Dana. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we're working with Rainbow Fun. I'm loving this card. We're going to use the Folk Wave stencil. And look at there, my brand new stamp set that was just released over at Brutus Monroe. That stamp set is called Joyful Sentiments. So let's get started. I'm using a regular piece of white cardstock here. I believe this was Nina Solar White. And I'm going to lay down this stencil. What I love about this stencil is that you can repeat the pattern all across your paper. It lines up beautifully. I will show you that when I get to the last color. I just grabbed a handful of Distress inks, all in rainbow order, and I'll make sure that I link all the colors I used over on my blog as well as in the bottom description area of this video. So I'm going to start with my red, bringing in the color from the edge. That's the best way to get coverage when you're using Distress inks. Once I have the color down, then I can kind of come back in and add some heavy pressure, but you want to start off of the cardstock. Next, I'm going to come in with orange, because again, we're going in rainbow order here. So I'm going to go from my red to my orange to my yellow to my green to my blue and then to my purple. I think you guys are going to love the way this card turns out. So once I get that second color in, I went back and I blended it out with the red, just so I have an even blend. So next I'm going to come in with that yellow. And I love, love, love these colors because they're super, super bright. I'll show you in some videos that I'll be sharing with you shortly on how you can take a very bright card and kind of mute it out just a tad bit with some vellum. So you see I went right back in with that that orange blender just to blend that yellow and orange together. Next I'm going to come in with my green. And again, I'm always starting off of the card. Make sure you do that. Otherwise, you have a tendency to get like half circles and little swirls. And that can kind of sometimes distract from your cards. But remember, all the cards that we make, you guys, are handmade. So even if there are, in our words, little oopsies, you don't have to worry about it because it's handmade. It should have a few imperfections. All right, so next I came right back in with that blue. And I'm going to take that green and I'm going to blend it back out. So this is what I love right here, is that I can pull that stencil off. I can move it down just a little bit so I can add in my purple. And look, it lines up perfectly, absolutely perfectly. Now I'm going to come in with that last color, which is my purple. And because this stencil allows me to line everything back up, I'm going to be able to line everything up smooth. You're going to love this. I have been having a blast working with this stencil. It is definitely one of my favorites. Absolutely one of my favorites. All right, I'm just going to make sure everything is blended out nicely. And then I can show you the magic. This is where it all happens, people. How pretty, right? How pretty. Oh my God, the simplest things that bring us so much happiness. Oh, I love it, love it, love it. All right, let me clean that off, and I'm going to trim this down a little bit because you guys know me. I like to have a nice border around some of my card panels. So I'm just going to trim this down because I'm actually going to put this onto a colored card base. I know, shocking, right? Because you guys know I always have white card bases. But I think for this one, I wanted to have just a little bit more color to really make this this card panel pop. I didn't just want to put it on white. So I'm just going to trim that down ever so slightly. I'm going to go right up across the top too. I'm just evening everything out. All right, that looks fantastic. See how pretty? Okay, next step. I need a sentiment. So I'm going to use that Be Joyful, one of my favorite sentiments out of this sentiment pack. And I'm going to use some vellum and some of the Brutus Monroe embossing ink. So I'm just going to stamp that up. I'm going to line it right on top of my vellum. And I'm going to push down. Now you can see by me adding that vellum, I'm going to be able to get that center part to just look a little bit muted. Because it's a clear, obviously a clear paper or more like a cloudy color paper, I just wanted to mute it down just a tad bit. I'm just going to add a tiny bit more of that black embossing powder. Now, I could have stamped this in black and then went over it with clear embossing powder, but I already had the black out on my desk, so I figured I would use it. I'm just going to clean up some of the excess with a paintbrush, and then I really got my heat gun really, really hot off to the side. So when I brought it to the vellum, I didn't have to worry about it buckling because it was really hot and it was going to melt that embossing very, very quickly. All right, so that is done. Love, love, love the sentiment. It's probably one of my favorites so far. And oh my God, we have so many things up our sleeves. We can't wait to share with you guys. So to put this together, because obviously I don't want you to see any tape behind the vellum, I just grabbed a stapler. Just one that was in my husband's office. I just went in there, grabbed it, and I figured I would staple the vellum on just to give it a different look. Just going to line everything up, and then I'm just going to push down, bam, and now the card panel is done. Totally done. See, and I can just flip up that vellum just a tad bit just to show you guys. Now, I'm just going to grab some scissors, and I'm going to trim off the excess. So like I said, I only did it because I didn't want anybody to see the vellum, what I want to call it, the glue or the tape from the vellum. So using the stapler makes it really, really easy. So here is the color I'm going to back it with. It really, really does now make that panel pop. This is just some card base that I picked up, I think from Michael's. It was all like these really pretty spring colors. So I thought it would be a nice teal blue to bring everything together. I'm using foam tape to add my panel. And like I told you guys, if you have wide foam tape, cut it right down the middle. Get a lot of usage out of that. So you can see me here. I'm going to grab the scissors again and cut right down the center. And then I'm not wasting anything. All right, so let me go ahead and peel all of the back of my tape off. Just the top layer, rather. And our card is almost done. Almost done. I'm going to line it up very gingerly. Make sure I got even coverage all the way around. And now you guys know me. I got to put some sequins on there. So I went ahead and just grabbed some sequins. I just had some mixed sequins. I'm not quite sure where I got these from, but it's just a pack of mixed sequins. And I'm just going to scatter those around, and then I'm going to glue them on. Now, another way to glue down vellum is to hide it underneath an embellishment. So you saw I stuck some glue right on the vellum underneath, and then I put a crystal on the top. And there we have it. We are all done. Thank you guys for hanging out with me. Make sure to follow me over at my blog, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.